The season is creeping towards us. We are now, I believe, under 100 days until the high school football season rolls around. So we're going to start kind of previewing some districts and some districts we expect to be pretty good. And more importantly, I think every district has one. They have one like must-see game, and some of them have more than one. But I think that we have collated a list. We're going to go class by class. We're going to start in 6A today of the must-see district games in Class 6A. And I'll tell you that this is the sign that the UIL did a really good job, that I had a list of like 20.
Yeah.
I had a list of 20, and we don't have time to roll through 20 games. No. And so I limited myself to 2 per region.
Which I think is fair.
I limited myself to 2 per region, so this is by no means a comprehensive list of all the great district games, because all the great district games would take forever. But I've limited myself to 2 per region. We will start in Region 1, and we will start District 4, 6A.
Mm-hmm.
Arlington, Martin, and Mansfield.
This is a fun one.
This is really fun. There's no how do I want to put this? I don't have to sell anybody on Mansfield, okay? No. Why Mansfield's fun to watch.
Yeah.
You go watch Kennedy Brooks.
Right.
End of statement, okay? Kennedy Brooks is going to be
pretty
great.
Pretty good other players, too.
Yeah,
so.
A lot of other really exciting
players.
Not
a one-man band
over there on Mansfield, but he's the headliner. Meanwhile, you're going up against an Arlington Martin team that, yes, they lose Nick Smith, but they bring back Juma Ontoviano, who's going to be kind of take the reins of that running game, and they've got a pretty solid defense. They always do under Bob Wager. Yeah. And so DeJuan Wilson's going to lead this Martin defense in. I think that Mansfield and Arlington Martin is going to be a real slugfest and probably decide the District 4 6A title. Meanwhile, let's stay in Region 1. District 7 6A. Any list that doesn't have Cedar Hill and DeSoto on is bunk.
Yeah,
it simply is. There's no way you can't have Cedar Hill and DeSoto. And this year, it has an extra bit of intrigue, in my opinion. So, Cedar Hill is a state title contender. Bona fide. Bring back 10 starters on what was already an awesome offense. Avery Davis, Charleston Rambo. They bring back all these big-time offensive weapons. And I also think their defense has a chance to be pretty darn good, too. So, Cedar Hill is what they is. Okay. Meanwhile, go look at DeSoto. And DeSoto, the biggest question about DeSoto heading into 2016 about a few months ago was, okay, well, how do they find a quarterback? You know, they had Tristan Wallace last year. Say what you want about Tristan Wallace, but he's gone. And so they've still got a bunch of other weapons, especially on the outside, and their offensive line looks like it's going to be a lot better this year. So can they find a quarterback? Well, in comes Sean Robinson, the Denton Geyer transfer. Now, Sean Robinson's an interesting case because I don't think he was even the best quarterback on his own team last year. That's my personal opinion, but
2 pretty good quarterbacks over there.
You've got you've got your pick of the litter there at Denton Geyer. He now moves to DeSoto, where he immediately steps in to be the number 1 guy, and maybe, just maybe, he's what they need. Maybe he's the missing piece. I think we'll find out when Cedar Hill and DeSoto play in District 7 6A. To Region 2. District 11 6A is probably going to come down to Rockwall and Longview. So Longview is in almost full rebuilding mode. They have, I believe, 4 starters coming back this year. They got wiped by graduation.
Yeah.
But it's also Longview, and you don't really count them out.
Yeah.
This is the kind of thing where it's Longview, which is a team that if you wanted to give them a trajectory based on how much experience they have coming back, Longview's on the way down. Rockwall is skyrocketing up, okay? Yeah. Rockwall's got Sam Crawford, who's one of the most prolific wide receivers in the state. They've got a big-time offense that's going to hum.
Yeah.
But they're also running up against Longview. And Longview is just this. They are the kind of program that you don't worry about having a good team. They're going to be solid.
They live and exist at a high level, and they always perform well.
Sure. And so when you talk about District 11 6A, I think that Rockwall and Longview is going to be a really fascinating matchup, especially later in the season when maybe Longview's got a chance to get its legs underneath it and kind of figure out exactly what they are and how they work. I think Longview-Rockwall's got a chance to be a real slobber knocker. All right. One district over, their by-district bunkmate, 12-6A, Lufkin and the Woodlands. So Lufkin is always explosive, and they've got a great quarterback this year in Cordell Rogers. If you haven't seen Cordell Rogers, he is fun to watch. He can sling it, he can run, he's a lot of fun. Meanwhile, the Woodlands is always known for one thing. They're always known for having a great defense. That's kind of how Coach Mark Schmidt likes to operate. Well, this year, the offense may have actually caught up to the defense. Kind of if you want to have a knock on the Woodlands of late, it would be that their offense was never really good enough to make the defense, their awesome defense, mean anything.
Right.
You know? Well, now they've got Eric Schmidt and a really good offense. I think this is going to be for the district title, Lufkin and the Woodlands. I expect a really, really fun, maybe perhaps a shootout here. It should be a lot of fun. Yeah. District 21 6A, the biggest test for Galena Park North Shore this year in their district play will be against Humble Atascocita. North Shore, North Shore is going to have that crushing defense, and they are the kings of 6A right now. They've got the title. And they've got a fantastic defense. Caleb Von Chase on, and that defense is going to be really, really fun to watch. They don't, yes, they lost a number of key players, but they don't rebuild. They, as they say, they reload.
Yes.
So they're going to be very, very good. Meanwhile, if you're looking for a team to buy stock in early, I would urge you to consider an investment in Humble Atascocita. Mm-hmm. I really like this team, and it's not just Davion Boyd. Davion Boyd gives them enough to like, right? Yeah. I mean, he's a superstar who I believe threw for 4,000 yards last year. This guy is something else. But I also don't think that he's going to be. I also think that he's got a chance to. The rest of the team has a chance to be pretty good as well. It's not just Davion Boyd. I think you got Demarius Brooks, the defensive tackle spot. You got a big offensive line led by Samuel Cosme. I think that this is a complete team that also happens to have a superstar quarterback. Mm-hmm. I think the Atascocita has a chance to give North Shore a real run for their money. District 23 6A. Welcome to 6A Richmond George Ranch. Yeah. So George Ranch, of course, the defending 5A Division I state champions. They are making the leap up to Class 6A, and they are slotted in the District 23 6A along with Pearland. And Pearland is a team that was in a title game just a couple of years ago. There's death taxes in Pearland. Yep. They've got Jordan Crawford on the defense. This is, to me, I don't know. I haven't taken a hard look at George Ranch's non-district schedule, but you can make a real argument that this is their first, whoa, here we are type moment. And so how do they handle that moment?
Also a confusing game because they are the exact same uniforms.
Yeah, it's not good.
I was like, how are you going to tell the teams apart? I don't actually know.
Yeah. I really hope that Pearland needs to wear the black and the silver, and they just need to agree. They wear the black and the silver, and then George Ranch wears the maroon. Yeah. So, all right, 25 6A. Look, Lake Travis and Westlake. Okay, I don't.
It's the first game I mentioned when we brought this up.
Do I need to say anything else? Yeah. I'm sorry. Lake Travis and Westlake. It's going to be great. You got two great quarterbacks, and Sam Ellinger for Westlake and Charlie Brewer for Lake Travis. You've got two, I think, really underrated defenses. Lake Travis's defense is going to fly around with Austin Hiller at in the secondary. You've, of course, got Levi Jones over on the Westlake side. Two great coaches, and Hank Carter and Todd Dodge. This is everything you want. I think we even mentioned it in the magazine. I think it's October 3rd or something.
And if the season goes the way we expect for both of them, this is one of two.
These two teams.
We will probably see them again.
These two teams played for a title. Both of them played for titles last year.
Yeah.
One more.
What else do you need?
27-6A to round this thing out down in Region 4. 27-6A, Cibolo Steel and Converse Judson. It's always great when these two lock it up, and it should be even better this year. I think these two, with apologies to now that Kellen Mond is gone. By the way, did you see he decommitted from?
Oh yeah.
Not surprising. Now Kellen Mond is gone. With apologies to Frank Harris, Schertz Clemens, I think these are the two best quarterbacks in San Antonio.
Yeah.
You've got Cibolo Steel's Xavier Martin. You've got Converse Judson's Julian Williams. This should be a lot of fun. I think there's going to be big plays galore. But don't forget, there's also two really good defenses on the other side as well. So those are our 6A must-see district games. Which ones do we miss? Which ones do we miss? Tweet to us at #DCTF Live.
Monday we'll do 5A.
Monday we'll do 5A. How about that?
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll do 5A's must-see district games on Monday.
It's exciting.